How's it feel to kind of be on this big stage now? And what'll be your final college game, given play Alabama?
Uh, really amazing feeling. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I mean, we playing Alabama, won a Big 12 championship. Really just a blessing.
And how do you guys feel about the preparation and what you see from them on the film when you kind of dig into what they do well?
They're really talented up front, really athletic. Quarterbacks really, really good. Running backs are good, both of them. They got receivers on the outside who can make plays, can run, and we're really excited for the challenge. You know, we're a defense that feel like we're one of the best defenses, and those guys over on their side of the ball is really, really good. So we really going to embrace this challenge, and we're ready to just compete.
When I talked to Josh Hayes yesterday, he said just from a talent standpoint, it was almost comparable to playing Texas. You think that's a fair kind of description?
Yeah, I would say if you talk about the running styles of the backs and up front, how Texas has pretty big O linemen, and I think Alabama might be a little bit more athletic up front. But yeah, in the Big 12, I feel like we got guys too, but they got guys, so
Yeah.
we're just gonna line up and go at it.
What you studied on tape, how difficult was preparing for Bryce Young? I know you guys play a lot of good quarterbacks in the Big 12. Will this be your toughest test yet?
He's definitely gonna be one of the best we've done played. He's a gamer. He runs around. He gets guys open just off of his ability to extend plays, and he doesn't really make the wrong decision a lot of times. So he's one of those guys that you got to have your eyes right. You got to be in the right position, because if you're not, he's gonna find that crease.
Jahmyr Gibbs, how difficult is he going to be to match up with? He's obviously a threat in the running game and the pass game. How much are you guys going to be aware when he's on the field?
It's kind of just a situation where we got things in to kind of go at what they like to do with him, and he's another running back that I feel we've seen similar running backs in the Big 12, and he's really good too. They got a lot of guys that are really, really good out there, and we're just really excited to compete against these guys.
What do you feel like you have an opportunity to show in this game against Alabama, against the former Heisman winner?
I think it's an opportunity to show that this mob defense is for real, and we can do it against anybody. We can compete against anybody.
Coach Klanderman mentioned he was really proud of the way that you battled through injuries this year. What was the hardest thing about, just doing that, showing up every week when you weren't at full strength?
I think the hardest part was just not practicing for probably, I think, half the season. I couldn't practice. So just not being out there with my guys during the week, that was probably the hardest part. Just watching on the sideline, getting mental reps, that's the hardest thing, not being out there with your brothers.
What exactly were you dealing with then?
I was dealing with some things earlier with like my foot, and those situations you just gotta let that stuff rest and heal. And I'm glad now that I'm fully back 100% with that, so I feel really good.
Do you remember when you got back to feeling where you could do everything again?
Oh yeah, it was Baylor week. Baylor week was when I really felt really healthy again. That I was flying around and they really had stuff nagging me. So yeah.
So what'd you do every week when you couldn't practice? How did you stay involved?
I was in the pit with Coach True. They call it the pit. It's not fun. I'd rather be at practice, but it kept me in shape. Kept me ready to go on Saturdays.
It was a couple years ago, I think. It was Coach Hazelton was still your defense coordinator. I think it was at the Liberty Bowl, and he was the first one to mention Austin Moore as a guy that was eventually going to be a dude. Now that he's a dude, just what was that growth like from him, and what have you seen from him that makes him as good as he is?
He came in like a sponge. Like from day one, he was one of those guys that came in and just wanted to learn. And we called him. He got the name Machine not recently. It was when he got here as a true freshman. Like that's when he got that nickname, because as a freshman he was already knowing the playbook. He knew everyone's job already as a freshman, and he was one of those guys that just worked hard every single day. And you just know he was going to be special because how he approached the game, how he approached the meeting rooms, just trying to learn. And now he's really, really a big-time player for us.
Is that why Jake Clifton has also done what he's done this year as a true freshman? Same
right,
thing?
and it can go to show how good Austin Moore is as well as a will linebacker. Jake Clifton's the backup, so it just showed that our room has got a lot of guys that really want to learn, and they soak in knowledge from the older guys and from just how we do things at K-State.
Thanks.